How you all doing? How you all doing? Welcome to Tote Testimonies, episode 2. At the moment it is around 32 degrees. It's Tuesday the 26th of May and yesterday I pulled my back, so I'm struggling to walk a little at the moment. So I thought an ideal opportunity to sit down and share my spoils from last Saturday's record fair at KK Steel Mill. Now, if you've seen my previous hauls, you'll know that I normally aim for the £5, 5 for 20, 3 for a tenner boxes, and I would say the majority of my collection have been built from that kind of resource. Well, I normally aim for around about £30 to £40 to spend at a typical record fair. Let's just say this time I spent around 100, and when you see what I picked up you may understand why. So let's get down to it, shall we? Now, there was a chappie there who I'd not seen before because it was his first time there, and at one point I actually said to him, just have my wallet, because he'd got so much stuff, it was mind-blowing. All his albums were brand new. He'd got one half of his section, which was huge, I have to say, for a tenner. The other half was £5. Now, all his albums were brand new sealed, and that in itself is not unusual because there's normally a couple of guys there doing brand new albums for a tenner. But they're normally ones that you've never heard of, some artist or band that you'll never ever hear of ever again, or a bootleg, that type of thing. Well, this chap had got some, well, you'll see in a moment, some pretty decent stuff, all for a tenner. But before we get to the good stuff, I want to share this one with you. Got this for a £5. Now, it's a book with loads of images in there, and there's a Blu-ray as well, okay? And it's from the American band Tote, and it's called Opiate 2. Now, it was a track on their debut album, but what they've done, they've remastered it, extended it, and they've made this, well, they've got this guy to do this video to go with it, which is so surreal, it's unbelievable. It's about 15 minutes long, and it's the kind of thing you'd expect to see on a David Lynch movie. It is weird, as you'd expect, but for a £5, I know Tool are a big fan of, Lou's a big fan of Tool, so I thought, why not get that one? Tool for a £5. Get that one out of the way. Now, all the ones I'm going to show you now, and I have to use two hands to pick up my tote bag this time because it's a bit on the heavy side. Okay? All the albums I'm going to show you now were all £10, brand new sealed. Okay? So the first one, I had to buy this for my lady because I know she's a big Prince fan. Welcome to America. Okay, it's a double album. There's only music on 3 sides. There's an etching on side 4. I'm not going to get it out because it's a bit of a pain. It's all tracks that have come from his vault. There's a download card in there, so you can download it on MP3. Okay, Prince, Welcome to America. Now, this one was an absolute no-brainer because I've actually got no vinyl by the Tangent. Well, I have now. To Follow Polaris, double album. Now, I know that Andy Tillison did everything on this album, designed the album cover, recorded the music, mixed it, mastered it. The only thing he didn't do was press the discs. The latest album from the Tangent, To Follow Polaris. And you've got the opportunity to see the band on September the 12th in Bewdley at St George's Hall. It's a warm-up gig for the 2 dates they're doing in Europe. So, the Tangent, To Follow Polaris. Next up, Beardfish, Songs for Beating Hearts, their latest album. Their first studio album in 9 years. Now, this isn't a double album, but it's a gatefold sleeve. Okay? Beardfish, latest album. The latest studio album from Leprous, Melodies of Atonement. Double album, gatefold sleeve. What can I say? Now these next two, although I love Jordan Rudess, I think he's an incredible keyboard player. He's up there with my top 3 keyboard players is Jordan Rudess, Derek Sherinian and Ria Wakamoto. But I got these more for Lou because she's a huge Dream Theatre fan. You probably already know that. Okay? Wired for Madness. That's his last but one studio album. Double album, gatefold sleeve. Everybody plays on there. James LeBrie, Rod Morgenstein, John Petrucci, Guthrie Govan, Joe Bonamassa, Jonas Reingold. Notice it's got an HMV sticker there, $29.99. Now I do believe that HMV's prices are ridiculous. Lou bought a Frank Zappa album recently called Funky Nothingness, and they had it in HMV the last time we were in Brum. £55 reduced to £35 apparently. She picked it up off eBay, brand new, with coloured vinyl for £29. HMV are an absolute rip-off. I got that for a tenner. Jordan Rudess' latest album, License to Fly, Permission to Fly, featuring Joe Payne on vocals. Another double album, gatefold sleeve, £10. The final album I got from this chappie, Neil Morse and the Resonance, No Hill for a Climber, double album, gatefold sleeve again, £10. Now this one, this is brand new, sealed. I didn't get this from that guy. There's another chappie there who always attends KK Steel Mill and has a huge selection of new stuff. The only problem you've got there is finding it because he's got that much stuff. It's a nightmare. I have bought stuff off him before, but trying to find individual albums is an absolute nightmare because they're just thrown into boxes. So you have to sift through the whole lot to find anything really. Well, this one stood out because it got a selection of box sets, and it's a Frank Zappa box set called the Broadcast Collection. Okay, and it's three discs. Okay, there's the line. There's the line up on the back. 3 discs, and he got this up for £30, and he let me have it for 27. And I got that for Our Lady. She was absolutely over the moon. Paid me the minute I got back, so I'll recoup my money on that one. £27. For all the others that you saw, other than that Tool Blu-ray, were £10, or an absolute bargain. So, going back to what I was saying earlier, I normally allow myself a £30 to £40 budget. I somewhat went over budget this time, but I think under the circumstances, what can I say? All I will say is, I just hope that guy ain't there next time. Oh dear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this particular edition of Tote Bag Testimonies. The next one will not be from a record fair, it'll be from our collection. Some of the albums that to me have inspired me over the years, got me into prog and so on and so forth. I'll probably do that over the next 7 days. In the meantime, stay hydrated, stay cool, and I'll catch you very soon, one way or another, at a gig, at a video, or on the show. Have a good one.